Hello everybody. So through this session we'll discuss our next chapter number 6 of our supplementary reader Footprint Without Feet. The name of the chapter is The Making of a Scientist by Robert W. Peterson. Actually this chapter is about a scientist named Richard E. Bright. And it is told to us through the chapter how did he become a scientist, what are the things which inspired him, so that we will come to know about. However, when Richard was 22-year old, that time he was first time became popular through his article only. However, there was a magazine named Proceedings of the National Academy of Science, and they published an article about the theory of how cells work. Cells, these RBC or WBC, red blood cells, and the white blood cells. So how cells work, theory was about that. And who has this talking about explained this theory? Richard E. Bright and his college roommate. So these two students had just at the age of 22 explained the theory, and this was the very first time that magazine Proceedings of the National Academy of Science has published any article of a student. Not before that any student's article was published there. So this was the first achievement. However, this was the first achievement among the many achievements which followed. A long string of achievements came in science also and other fields also for Richard E. Bright. But to talk about it, all started with butterflies. To talk about Richard was the only child of his parents, and from his very childhood he had the hobby of collecting things. So what did he collect? He used to collect butterflies and pieces of rocks, fossils, coins. So such type of things he used to collect from the very childhood. And apart from that, he was interested in studying the stars also. But all in all, if we talk about, it all started with the study of collecting of or collection of butterflies only, when he was just in kindergarten, pre-primary, that time only. Now this is one of the questions of also, that what are the things which are needed for becoming a scientist, and that if you will listen carefully, read carefully the chapter, you will come to know that from the very beginning, first of all, the talking about Richard E. Bright, he had the curiosity of the scientist. Means he wanted to know each and everything from very childhood. He wanted to know very scientifically he wanted to know each and everything about things. He was very much bright also, intelligent also, and his mother also helped him a lot. She knew her son very much, and she motivated him for learning new things. She took him to new places and bought him telescope, microscope, and many cameras and many other equipments which helped him in many other ways. His mother, Richard's mother, used to recall the childhood of Ebright, and she used to recall that until Ebright started going to school, she was his only companion. And after he started going school, then he used to bring home friends also. But then also they used to spend their evenings together like friends, and he used to share each and everything with the mother, and mother also used to support him in each and everything. However, Richard's mother, she recalled that how Richard became a whole life for her, because after the death of her husband, her whole, you can say, attention was towards her son only, and Richard was that time in third grade. So mother and the son spent most of the time together, and whenever he had nothing to do, she used to find out work for him. She used to create a new work for him, and it was not a physical hard work but just learning work. And Richard was also very much interested in learning things. He was so much interested, and he was always in top ranks in his school. So Richard's mother used to recall that in studies, and particularly learning things only related to the science and something, he was interested very much. All other than that, in day-to-day things, day-to-day life things, he was just normal like any other child, and nothing special extra was there. However, as we have already discussed, that it all had started with butterflies only. So by the time he reached in second grade, he had collected all 25 species of butterflies found around his hometown. So Ebright also recalled that when in second standard he had collected 25 species of butterflies. That would have been the end of his butterfly collecting of butterflies only. But then his mother got him a book, children's book on butterflies, named The Travels of the Monarch 10. In this book, it was described and explained how monarch butterflies used to migrate to Central America. Now, this had opened a new chapter in the life of Ebright in the field of science and for the study of butterflies. Actually, at the end of the book, the readers were invited to participate and help in the collection of the butterflies, monarch butterflies only, and to take interest in that. The readers were asked that they should put tags, labels on the butterflies for the study or for the research of Dr. Frederick of UCART of University of Toronto, Canada. Richard's mother wrote a letter to Dr. Frederick also about telling the interest of Ebright in collecting butterflies, and she told that he was interested in the study. Apart from that, Ebright also started labeling the monarch butterflies, and it was asked that whoever will find the labeled monarchs, labeled butterflies, they should deliver that to Dr. Frederick. Richard and his mother lived in Reading, Pennsylvania, and there this butterfly collecting season lasted for 6 months in late summers. So it was very much difficult to run after a butterfly and to catch that, as it was so tedious a work, and it will not be fruitful also how many butterflies will be caught in that way. A single person will not be able to catch many butterflies in that way. So he just put his mind and thought some other way for catching or labeling more and more butterflies. So instead of catching, he now just thought to raise a flock of butterflies in his basement only. So now he would catch a female monarch and just raised its eggs in his basement only through its full life cycle, from egg to caterpillar to pupa to full butterfly. And then when it used to reach to its full butterfly, and then he used to label or tag it its wing, and then he used to leave it, then he used to let it go. So for many years his basement was home to thousands of monarchs in their different stages, from their eggs to full pupa to caterpillar to full butterflyhood. However, Ebright says that slowly and gradually he just started losing interest in that also, because the work was so tedious and boring also, and other than that there was no much feedback. because so many thousands of monarch butterflies he left, and he tagged also, labeled also, and only two butterflies were recaptured out of them, and they were also recaptured not far away from his home, just at the distance of 75 miles away from his home only. So he started losing the interest. However, this is our first part of the video. We will